We look at sort of the storytelling process, if you will, in 4 different ways. And we'll sort of walk through this quickly, and it will get really cluttered on the screen, so don't try and read all the words, because I'm not going to try and read all the words either. But the notion is that there's actually 4 kinds of media out there. There's paid, owned, earned, and social, and we'll get into each one. But each one presents a different kind of storytelling opportunity. In the paid space, basically your websites, the areas that you control, the real estate that you control, you can actually drive the messaging. Okay, this is where people expect your messaging to be the most corporate, your stories to be the most corporate, and most on target, and probably least authentic as a result. But that's the space that you own and you control. Absolutely nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Sorry about that. The paid space is the stuff you buy. Again, a relatively controlled environment, because you're actually telling whoever it is you're placing your media with, saying, I want to be on these kinds of sites to reach these kinds of audiences. And as a rule, they can generally get you there. So the message, again, can be somewhat more scripted. This is advertising. This is what it does. And it plays a huge role in the world. I happen to be at a PR firm. I love advertising. Absolutely love it. I came out of the Pepsi system years ago. And advertising still has a hugely vital role in the overall communications mix. The paid stuff is critical, especially contextual search and so on increasingly, right? The earned stuff is typically where PR is played. And the difference between PR and advertising is typically, we've had a lot of clients say this. One of our Unilever clients used to say that, I think you guys can do anything but the paid stuff. It's where there's no guarantee of success in many ways, which is one of the reasons I think that why PR typically is underfunded. In the overall marketing mix right now, PR is somewhere between 5 and 7% of total marketing spend, on average in North America, even lower than that outside North America. But the earned space is key. Earned space is also happening right now with other partnerships and influencer networks you can get out there, and just general sort of engagement that you can do through your core online outreach. If you're trying to connect with bloggers and so on, whoever it happens to be in the social space. And then there's this thing, called the social space in general. And in many cases, what happens in the social space is the outcropping of what you've been able to sort of communicate in the paid, owned, and earned spaces. So you've got controlled messaging, you've got messaging as communicated in a much more authentic and credible voice, picked up by and then articulated and amplified by the people on the social platforms. So the stories that you have really need to be designed to sort of play really well in each of these things. And it really helps if you understand exactly who you're trying to talk to